welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for this edition of YBMcast Baseball Talk. We got some fun stuff for you today, but first and foremost, YBMcast, always powered by Team7 Baseball, Team7Baseball.com. We got some great stuff coming up. Talked with Dave Penning. Winter workout tour coming up. We got some cool stuff coming. The road show up this year. We're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of great stuff in the works. Dave's going to be coming on the show later this October to talk about these things. So make sure while you're here, please subscribe. Hit the dinger, because that's what we do, right, baby?
We got a bag full of dingers.
That's right. And we're going to show you some of these bats, but hit that dinger. That'll get you all your notifications for upcoming episodes. Hey, while you're here, if you like what we're doing, please hit the like button. Comment below. Comment about your favorite bat. We're going to go through these. Make sure you put a comment below. Talk about your favorite bat. You're going to be able to come out and check out your favorite bat at the bat demo. That's what we're here to talk about today. 1550 Ocello Drive, Champions Village, Fenton, Missouri. 10 a.m. start. Saturday morning. This Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And while we're here, we've got Rick Benz from Prime Sports Midwest to talk about all these bats. Rick, thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Not to mention, we got a special guest over there wearing his premier gear, Mr. Mike Buda. Mike.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Absolutely, dude. And the big dog, our dinger.
Our dinger.
My dog, Mitch Thomas.
Is that because I have two X's on my shirt? Is that why I'm the big dog?
Yeah.
You can hit that.
I always tell the little guys, run fast and get to second base so I can hit doubles. They'll throw it home and it lets me advance on the throw. So I'm hoping the scorekeeper gives me that double in the book. You know what I mean? Or they don't know how.
Oh, well, let's get into this. We've got Rick here to talk about some of these bats. Mike, jump in there. What bat?
So I'm going to change it up. Let's
Uh-oh.
go with this one.
You're gonna change it up. You threw a wrench at me here.
I did. Look at this Louisville Slugger right here. And I get the orange and the blue.
That's my kind of bat.
It's a sharp bat. Drop 3 BB core. Man, I might even be able to hit dingers with this thing. Instead of giving them up, I can maybe hit some.
Rick, tell us a little bit about this bat here.
So it's the 2024 Louisville Slugger Atlas. It's if anybody remembers last year, the new bat on the market was the orange Atlas. That probably its only downside was the orange color. So I think they came out with a beautiful colorway this time. They had what was, if you follow Bat Bros, that was the hottest bat in the BB core section last year. And I think that they actually improved the sweet spot slightly. It's a very balanced bat. It's going to feel real light through the zone. And again, a very big sweet spot. There's some challengers out there, but I think that when it comes to barrel, if you have 100% barrel, if it's a barrel, as the Bat Bros say, then this bat is going to probably be equal to some. But if you miss, this bat's going to have a lot of forgiveness. So this is a great bat for a guy who wants a little bit of forgiveness, very balanced bat through the zone. You're going to be able to stay in that zone longer with this bat, and anything that doesn't end up barrel is going to be still going to be a good hit with this one.
See, I did choose the right bat.
I was going to say.
Because I need that extra forgiveness. Kind of like my golf swing.
And they're rating it high again. I mean, they looked at it, they compared it to a few of the other ones coming out this year, and again, it is getting some huge rave reviews.
I just sit in the middle if you want, bud. It's fine.
On that Atlas, did they have that? It looks like the colorway switched from last year was orange primarily, and then some blue. It looks like now the orange is kind of still mixed in with the graphics. Did that come in a two-piece last year?
No, that is a one-piece bat only.
Okay.
The only thing is, I would say I'd agree with you. It kind of did the reversal on the colorway from last year. Again, it was the biggest knock on it. I think the one thing that they did realize is they were a price point that last year was probably a little bit of a giveaway. It was an incredible deal for a bat that was so highly rated. So they took advantage of it this year, raised it a little bit, but not much. To be honest, it's still on the lower end of the BB core bats, and I think quite affordable when you compare them. And in the state of Missouri, where we have some cold temperature days, an all-alloy bat. It's going to give you those extra months. So and it's going to be durable. This bat is a very durable bat. I think that it's a great choice for someone not only that wants a really good quality bat, but also the budget's friendly.
Yeah, that's fair, and I didn't even think about spring baseball. You know,
Yeah.
with temperatures
That's
being,
huge.
you know, low, and then sometimes even playing into late October for
Yeah.
baseball.
Spring and fall both. I mean, we've got the beginning and the end of our season here tends to be a little bit colder, and if you're swinging a composite bat, you might want to say goodbye to it.
Yeah, you don't get
Those
much.
months.
Reach in there. I know what you're gonna grab, bro.
Well, I think you brought it, you got it. We've been talking about it. Can I pick two? One for high
Yeah, go
school
right
and
ahead.
one because
Yeah.
it's a little different. So for me, as a BB Corps guy, you know, coaching high school baseball and coaching this age group, I actually fell in love with the War Stick brand. This Bone Saver I loved. I actually like the Gunner too. I'm not sure if you have that.
I do.
Yeah. But I love that black one. But this Bone Saver, I don't know what it is. It feels good in the hands, and I feel like I have enough pop to hit them over with any BB Corps.
That's more in-loaded too.
Yeah, and they have some balanced. War Stick does, correct?
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you, but I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't that end loaded. It's a speed loaded bat.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. Yeah, so you're going to get through that zone really fast with this bat. Came out last year at the end of the year with the hybrid. I would say one of the most popular bats we have in the store. Maybe a little bit to do with Mizzou. Mizzou is swinging War Stick, and I think a lot of people, if you are in this area, you love Mizzou, and so therefore you love the War Stick. But I think at the end of the day, that only gave War Stick a chance, meaning they said, oh, let's try it, and once they tried it, they loved it.
Yeah.
It's one of the most popular bats by a landslide at the store once people get in to do demos.
Yeah, that was the first one I think they did. They didn't have it was a all bone color, like a
Yeah.
wood kind of.
Basically the barrel all the way
Yeah.
down.
And
And that's their one-piece alloy.
for
It's a
me,
good looking bat. I mean,
well,
it's good
for high
looking.
school, this is the BB Corps. I love this thing. However, I noticed this is my favorite bat. I have been until just recently a big Marucci guy, and this Cadex, was it Vanta?
That's the Vanta composite. So they have other versions.
But this colorway, I absolutely love. I don't know if it's
It's tough looking.
yeah, it's clean, super clean. The black and silver. Not a Raiders fan, so we don't have to go there.
It was a great game last time.
Yeah, it was if you're a Raiders fan, I guess. We were talking about that before the show. I just love the look. We have a kid who's a young kid that swings this particular bat, and I picked it up and I was like, ding! I was like, oh man, what I would do to swing a -5 these days. We talked about that a little bit before the show, but this Cadex Vanta, man, I'm really digging.
Well, it's an incredible bat. To step back for a second on the War Stick, to be honest with you, I wanted to say that is one of the bats that we're giving away tomorrow free for attendance prizes. So I don't want to forget about that part, and want to mention to you that company is extremely easy to work with.
Big time.
One of the best companies I've ever talked to. You call the guy that one of the main people. He answers the phone. He returns calls. He's easy to work with. I love them, and they were nice enough to give us one of those to give away tomorrow. The Vanta is a great bat. The Drop 5 Vanta, they come in, so you've got the same colorway in your BB Corps and your USSSA, which you have the USSSA Drop 5. They don't have the Connect in the USSSA, but they do have the one-piece alloy, and then they've got the composite. In the BB Corps, they've got the Connect, the composite, and the alloy. So they're a little bit. That's the only thing that they're missing in the USSSA is on this colorway is the Connect, which is basically an alloy Connect instead of the composite barrel. Very durable bat. You didn't see a lot of the returns last year. I think if you look at a bat that you're saying, gosh, I really want a composite, but it scares me to death because a lot of them are very fragile. You don't always see a bat that's a composite that'll show that much pop and have durability. They've done it with this one, 100%. I think that's one of the best things that I could sell on this is like if your budget is saying one thing and you're saying, yeah, I really want that bat, but your mom and dad are saying, we get one warranty and then it's done. Well, that's just not acceptable in most households, especially on a bat that's that expensive. Right. Well, they have definitely stood the test of time. I think if you look at last year's Cadex, when it first came out, it was one of the most durable bats with the most pop, something you don't always see together.
I still have a Cat 7 that is.
Yeah.
Oh, those are awesome.
Yeah.
They really are.
Because that's what Justin started with the Marucci Black way back, and it was I loved that bat. It was really good. It was durable. Then he went to the Cat. I think it was the 8 or something like that, and I love Marucci. I think they're durable. I've never seen, I haven't seen it fail that way. And he swung that bat all the way through high school. So, as far as that's concerned.
And alloy is a better way that bat's an alloy bat. And it's a better way to go if you're just completely wanting to have durability and all that. But a lot of kids want the composite, and you just don't have the durability. That bat is the exception. Really stood last year, and was, you barely saw any returns on this.
And we'll get into this in a minute, because I understand the technology, but man, let's get back to teaching the swing. Because eventually, if it's all big time stuff, it's got to be the swing, mommy. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, no, I also want to say that's also limited edition. So whatever you find in stores, that's it. They're not making
This
more.
black?
The black one's not being made anymore. That is a limited edition production. Whatever's
Maybe
out
we'll just
there
keep
is
this
out there.
one in. Maybe we'll keep that one in.
So if you want one for Christmas, I would suggest getting it as soon as you possibly can.
We're gonna have to check this guy out the way out the door.
I can't fit it nowhere. I got shorts on and sandals, as we can see. I came in here like it was summertime. Thank you.
He's gonna pull it out for like a hockey stick.
Since he picked two, you get to pick two.
No, I got picks too. Okay, I'm gonna go back to what we originally.
Oh yeah, there you go.
This hype, look at it. It's a good looking bat. Maybe a little bit loud, but hey, if it's loud, be proud.
It's got the big ping, does it?
Yes. Yeah, but no, it's Easton, I mean, that's what I swung when I was talking about buying my first bat in high school. It was an Easton 777.
Oh man,
Remember that?
I've hit some tanks with some sevens.
Yeah, well, I wore number 7. That's,
Okay,
that's the
well,
main reason I bought the bat.
That's funny, because the reason I bought it, because I needed to be a little lucky one year, and so I bought it for like gambling purposes. And at 777, I go out there. I ended up in Memphis. We went for Memorial Weekend. I hadn't hit a home run on a season yet for men's league. I went down there and I hit like 3.
Rick, you're giving all these technical, apparatus. Just
If you put 7s on there, they'll buy it.
Right. That's
Lucky 7s.
right. But no, I've seen this
It's
bat
always
a lot.
gimmick, though, ain't it?
It is, but that's awesome.
I feel like I've seen this bat out, going around the local parks over
We've
the
seen a
weekends
lot,
up at CNH.
You saw it in 2017 in the CF. It's the sound. When you said loud, you meant the colorway. I'm
Well,
assuming.
yeah.
And you were it's definitely not loud like that, like a ping, because it's not an alloy. It's all composite, and that thing is just rocket fire. I wonder where that bat's going to be at after a kid has had an opportunity to swing 200-300 times on it, and it's broken in. Oh my gosh!
Really?
I don't. My kid wouldn't be out pitching against it. Well, he would, but I tell him to be careful and be alert.
Right.
Don't
'Cause
leave it
those
in the
things-
middle of the plate.
Oh, they're just absolute fire, and it's got the same sound as what like the 17 Zens had, and I think it's comparable in your results. If you were to say, and again, I love all bats and I love all the companies, but I would say that Rawlings and Easton were trying to get back into the game, and they came in a big way. I mean, that thing is just absolutely rocket fire. The other one that they have is the Icon. Don't have any of those because we sold out in like 10 seconds when we got them. I think they're
thought we
actually
had an
compared.
Icon,
Well,
yeah.
that's the BB Core Icon. The
Oh,
USSSA is the
yes.
white one,
Okay.
and
Sound
that bat is just absolutely electric too. Then both of these are.
Yeah.
Again, this one is one of them that you can't find. I mean, it's
Gotcha.
one of the hardest bats to find. If you want that before Christmas, I would get them now. As soon as you see them show up at the stores, get them because they'll sell out. And I was online looking yesterday to see if we could kind of judge when we're going to get more. There's some that were coming out today, so we should have a shipment this week, and we have some in the store right now. The next one wasn't until January, so you're looking at possibly, if you wanted that as a Christmas gift, you might want to think about something else. Now, in test of time, I don't know what durability is going to be like,
Right.
but if the only thing I've seen is the back row swinging it, and they're grown men, so it's going to break. But I wouldn't let my child or anybody, if they were asking me my opinion, have that bat in the trunk at night when it gets under 50 degrees, and I wouldn't let them swing it under 50 degrees because it's too sweet of a bat to put through the cold weather, cold temperatures. If you just play that thing in hot temperatures, it's going to be a rocket.
So what you're saying is they need to buy a bat warmer after they buy the bat from you.
I would buy 3 bats. All right.
That's fair.
Or just get the
Nothing like
club
$1,500.
covers, bats with hats.
Bats with hats. That's
Pedro
right.
Serrano.
There you go.
So that's the Icon. That's the other side of this.
So that's the BB Core side.
Uh-huh.
So the BB Core side is a 23-24 bat, so they had a 2-year on that. That bat was probably between that, the Voodoo, and the Atlas were the 3 bats last year that absolutely challenged to what do you like, what's the best. And it's really not a competition if you ask me. And the reason why is Atlas and Voodoo are both alloy one piece. This is a whole different bat and a whole different customer base, to be honest with you. It's definitely a power, in my opinion, a power hitter's bat. It's a composite bat for a BB core, which is not all, it's not all common. So
I ain't got it no more.
a lot of the kids, if you go to a high school game, you're not, if you had to say, okay, how many kids on a 9-man roster that, or a 9-person lineup is swinging composite? It's probably a pretty lower amount. And the reason being is they go to the alloy, and they definitely tend to go to the one-piece alloys. This bat last year took that and threw it in the trash. This thing was absolutely rocket fire, sold like crazy, was back ordered all through the year. I think that if you are a power hitter and you swung goods last year, 2-piece, and even though I know the goods is an alloy, or you like composite bats, you have to get in and demo this bat. It is, again, I go back to the 17 glow sticks. You know, those guys are the Quattro glow sticks. This has brought Rawlings back into the glow stick area. It is absolutely every bit as good, maybe even better.
It's just amazing, like the color schemes and everything that come. They're just good looking bats all
Yeah.
together. I mean,
Yeah,
the
name.
military green right here, just
With the name.
Tough.
yeah,
With the name.
yeah.
Then I always look, you know, let's pull this one out because the goods, and you got the 2 D Marinis here.
You got one more. I'll grab the other one. I believe this one is
Is that
too.
one?
Yep.
Yeah. So there was 3 of them there. We'll talk a little bit about that since we finished up those. The BB core and the USSSA. So
USSSA Zoa, incredible bat again, composite. It's probably at the top of the line of the price points. Very popular bat, but you have to understand there are budgets within families.
sure.
I think this thing has got a ton of pop. It's got a huge barrel. If you look at that barrel, I mean that thing is just goes on for miles. It's going to be unloaded. It's going to be but it's a great bat. The durability issues on it are probably, again, it's composite, so you're always going to have those, especially on hot bats. But that one did better than most. I would say better than a lot of times with the CF. We had a lot of CFs that would go. That one didn't have as many problems. Maybe even the only problem I saw with that one in a lot of cases was telescoping. You can kind of get away from that if you get a different type of weight, bat swing weight, because kids would take their bats and slam on the ground to get their bat weight off there. There's a new product called the shot collar that'll twist off. It's a bat weight, and actually you add weights and it can grow with the age or for the kid. But that's a great bat, and I think what they did is they also took that connection piece, and I think that's one of the things that they improved, and I think you're going to
You're talking about right here.
Yes, sir.
This way.
Yeah, so I think you're gonna. That's a great bat on a USSSA side if you're not as concerned about price point.
And that's a 1-piece.
1-piece alloy, and here's the great thing about the Voodoo. Voodoo is, again, just like last year, the year before, unbelievably hot. Can't keep enough of them. Specifically, can't keep enough 33s in stock. The big issue, though, is what they did this year. So they changed the end handle connect, which is down here, which was coming apart. This was plastic in the last year. There's a screw that goes down in here. It spreads the plastic like that, and that's what grips. Well, they took that piece out and put metal in here. Now, this year, instead of it being plastic, they put the metal piece. The screw still comes in. It still expands. But they've decided that if you want to if you don't believe in this yourself because of the warranty issues they had last year, don't worry about it. We're going to give you unlimited warranties. So this year, instead of being a one-time warranty like all bats are, the Voodoo has unlimited within a year. So if you want to break 10 of them, they're standing behind their product and they're going to give you 10, which I think that's them saying, hey, we understand we had issues. We understand that you're giving us another chance. So if you're going to give us another chance, we're going to stand behind it big time.
Is that is that BB core as well?
Yes, sir.
That one is.
Yeah.
And then
And it's incredibly hot. I mean, this bat is, it's fire. If you
When
barrel it,
And honestly, I haven't looked at bats in a while. I just because haven't needed to. When did they move the Voodoo to a 1-piece?
so Voodoo has 2-piece and 1-piece.
Okay.
But the 1-piece is the hot one. The 2-piece, you know, it moves a little bit, but it's again, you get to what we said a second ago is the BB core bats on the 2-piece, and it isn't as hot as the 1-piece alloys. I mean, the kids that are swinging out there that you're selling, and I can't say that they're better or worse because every kid has an individual thing that they like about it. But I can tell you what sells, and when you talk about what sells, these sell. The Atlas sells on the 1-piece, the 2-piece and Imposter, the hybrid, the Rawlings 2-piece Icon and the hybrid, the CAD X or the CAD X Vanta. Those things are finding a place in the two-piece world, and they're absolutely phenomenal. But it wasn't always like that. We weren't able to move the two pieces as much in the BB core side.
What do you think that's from? Is you think it's from flex?
Kids are stronger, sure. So I do think that's part of it. I also think that part of it is that generally the two-piece, not the goods, but a lot of the two pieces were composite, and composites are vulnerable. You're paying $500 for a bat
With a one-time exchange.
with a one-time exchange and a strong kid, and you know, around here in the state of Missouri, when do you start high school practice? February.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there swinging in some cold temperatures with $500 in your bat, and you just got to go home to mom and dad and say, hey, guess what?
I just broke
That's where mom and dad need to go ahead and get that wood piece and just add to that arsenal.
Because that's the goods. That's the BB core, the goods. Another
Two-piece alloy, though.
Two-piece
So that's the difference.
alloy, okay.
So the barrel on this one it's a two-piece, but it's a two-piece alloy BB core. It is end loaded, and it's definitely what I would. If you were to ask me for a power hitter bat, that's a power hitter's bat.
Okay.
And I think the difference is on that one again. You got an alloy bat, so you've extended the time frame that I would feel comfortable with my kids swinging it. And in addition to that, the sweet spot's just absolutely massive. It's forgiving as can be.
That's your dog,
I was a
bro.
pitcher.
Well, how about you throw me BP and I'll throw you BP?
We're gonna
Make each other
finish
look
up
good.
here with these last two. Now, this one we put in the bag because of price point.
Price point.
Right? So talk a little bit about that one, Rick.
So, and I compared this one to the Victus Vibe, and I am a huge Victus fan, obviously. Marucci and Victus are great parts of what we do in the store, and it's something I truly believe in. And specifically, I love Victus's wood. But so the Victus Knox, Victus Vibe is a couple of the bats that we have in this space of the U-A bats. Well, if you look at the Victus Vibe, it's very similar. End piece is a little bit different. I'd say the barrel size is about the same. But if my 9-year-old, 8-year-old, 10-year-old is just starting baseball or is just playing CYC, I don't want to spend $200-300 on a bat. I think that this is by landslides value for dollar. Sorry, upside down. The F5 Marucci is $119. Phenomenal price point for somebody that's going to get an alloy bat. What do we say about the months in Missouri? You're going to get all your months of play. You're not losing the composite. You know, the composite price. And you look at a Vibe, which I like, and the colorways are awesome. And some kids are just going to want that colorway, or they want a Victus, because Victus is a hot name. But that's $179 or $189. $119. Incredible bat for $119. If my kid's starting, or my neighbor says, what do I have the best dollar bang for buck on a player that's not going out and traveling and doing all this crazy stuff and just wants to have fun, this is bang for buck. Phenomenal bat.
Especially when you got 3 kids playing.
Oh, that's a great
Right?
point.
And you got one starting. We'll start here. And, you got the one brother way up already playing, okay, fine. But we'll get you there.
Right.
I mean, this becomes a scenario. If you're paying $300 per kid, that you're talking about $1,000 in bats. That gets tough, man. When you're talking about 3 or 4 kids, and and then if your daughter, same thing, softball, right? Oh my goodness.
It's not cheap to play a sport.
Baseball used to be a cheap sport you could play pretty cheaply, but nowadays
This is a durable bat that's going to be great bang for buck. You're getting all
Yeah.
your months of use. And at the end of the day, that bat's going to be available. If you've got another kid coming through, you've got a 6-year-old that's about ready to play, that's still going to be there. That's still going to be available. It didn't break. It's not going to be dead. It's going to be ready to go. And let the kids start to love the game before you spend millions of dollars on
Yeah, plus when
I-
you
them. But
get
if you do
older,
spend
you
millions of dollars,
let
do it
fun
at
go.
Prime Sports.
Yeah.
But if you do spend millions, do it at Prime Sports.
PrimeSportsMW.com. See, I knew that right off the bat. There you go. This will finish off because I picked out this one because I like wood bats, and this is just beautiful. And Jaw Bats is going to be out
Yes.
demoing,
Yeah.
right? So that's a company I'd never heard of before I saw you.
Based out of Kansas. Another one of those companies that is just absolutely easy to talk to. There's these 2 guys. Austin's the one I talk to all the time, and they are just amazing. Easy to work with. I've texted them on a Saturday and said, hey, my son just thought of some colorway he wants to do. Will you do it? Yeah, I'd love to do it. I mean, they have graphic artists there. They do a phenomenal job. But what do they do? At the end of the day, you hardly can. You could beg any of these guys to come out and bring their wood bats, meaning carriers like we talked about Louisville Slugger, Marucci, any of them, you know, any Wilson, Rawlings, Easton, and they'll probably bring some out a little bit there. Jaw, I talked to them and said, we really want to have a wood bat company represented there. You know, and that's not easy for somebody to do. Every time they break one, it's $200, and probably their cost, I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know what their cost is on that bat.
Yeah.
But when you go and have a bunch of demos, somebody gets jammed, shot, and it shatters. Well, that's, you know, they do five of those. It costs them $1,000 to do the demo. They said, no problem. We believe in our product. Let's get out there. So I just think that says a lot, just from the standpoint of what do they think about their product. They believe in it. They'll stand behind it. They'll let you swing it, and they'll let you say, hey, this is what we have. And that doesn't even get into how great their product looks. I'm talking about just the quality of it.
Yeah.
I like the flame treated look to the barrel.
And they have so many good ones. And I'll tell you what they do. A lot of it is they do the hockey puck handles, which I am a huge believer in. I don't know if any of you guys have had your kids try that.
Yeah.
If you had any of your guys try it.
It's that Paul Goldschmidt look.
Yeah, and Arnado does it.
Yeah.
You get an extra inch basically because they're not counting that in the barrel, meaning when you're measuring it out. So you get a little bit more barrel coverage, or plate coverage, I believe, as your barrel gets a little bit bigger. If you do an Arnado, you're covering half the barrel. But needless to say, if you're doing it the way everybody else is doing it, you're getting up to here. You know, you're getting that balanced weight swing. So you're going to keep your barrel in the zone longer, and it should make that a lighter swinging bat with the ability to still get a big barrel. So, and their colorways, everything else about them, they're a phenomenal company. And that's not to take anything away from any of the other bats we have. I am a huge fan of Victus, and I think they do a great job too. And they'll be there with some wood bats as well. But they've got all the metal, and they've had a reason to come. These guys said, no problem. We'll bring all our wood bats, and we're going to show you what it's all about. And I believe that this bat, once it gets into the MLB, will be one of the best bats out there by landslides.
So really what it is it sounds like the customer service makes you that much more interested in that product, because obviously
the quality. And the customer service is a great thing because it goes so far. And,
right.
I agree with you, because these guys, not to say that one warranty is enough, because that's what the industry states, but in some cases, some things make sense. Like, there are reasons to go ahead and stand behind your product. These guys stand behind their product, and I love it. I love being able to sell it to somebody and say, you've got a product here that I believe in, they believe in, and they're going to stand behind it.
Do they make a standard handle for everybody, or is everything like a 270 or 110s, or do they have?
No, so like as an example, it's a great question, because at the bat demo day, one of our attendance prizes is they're giving a custom fitting, $300 custom fitting. So basically, you come in and say, what is your characteristics of a swing, and you'll be able to tell them what it is and what you like. And do you like a flange handle? Do you like a cut down barely like here? You want more of a end loaded? You could go through all these things with them, and they're gonna basically sit there and make a custom bat that is made for Mitch, because it is your bat.
Wow, that's what they do at the professional level, right? With major leaguers, guys that are promoting their bats.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, that's what all bat companies would do. Is you're getting a professional player experience when you if you win that attendance prize. Of course, you can always go buy it, but it's $300.
Right.
You have a chance to win it Saturday for free.
So get down there.
Yeah, so get down there.
Hitters get all the advantages. What do pitchers get?
You got Rapsodo and Trackman and all the cool gadgets.
That
you get your
we get that too.
You get your name on your glove.
Right, exactly.
You get the cool tattoos with flames going up them and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, mercy.
Our pitchers, you guys get enough. Listen, you guys are our princesses on the field. You guys get enough of the glory.
I don't think...
We'll take our $40 million a year contracts and throw 180 innings.
That would be sweet.
We're not going to throw 180 anymore.
Oh, mercy.
Sorry.
Well, this is
family-friendly show.
This is a lot. This is great. And understanding this, because we have a lot of conversation. I want to talk a little bit about this, because I love bringing this subject up, especially with Mitch here. Because we have it, you have the -3 here and the -5s with the BB core, USSSA, especially the 14. You got the USSSA. Do you swing a -5 or a -3 at 14 years of age? And see, there you go. Boom, everybody does that. Me, I'm a proponent. This is just me. I say let the player dictate the level of bat at the age of 14 that they should swing. Because if you're 90 pounds, I mean, where do you got to go? When there's 14, you 90.
I'll play devil's advocate though,
like
because develop you for your next year for high school.
And if you're 90 pounds in high school, are you ready to swing that, or did you need that year to get ready?
Exactly.
Trying to figure out if he's going to make the team or not.
I think it's an interesting question, and I believe in the swing. See, because I think we put more emphasis on the bat, and as much as we're taking, and don't get me wrong, I love this, and I put a Marucci cat in my son's hands, and this one here, you're talking about USSSA, boom, you know, this kid, but is his swing mechanics truly in the right place, or is it the bat helping the swing more than the kid actually executing at that level? And especially if you put a -3, is he strong enough to really be consistent? And as the year goes on, the body fatigues, are you able to keep those mechanics? And all of a sudden the batting average goes down and the kid loses confidence. And I think these are things that we don't think about with the player. That's just me.
I think you're making the argument for us, in all reality. And here's
Okay.
why, because, and you guys can probably speak to this better than I can, but.
I'm the
I think
odd
it-
man out
no,
here,
No,
dude.
no, no,
You are.
you make a good point, but I think with, like, we'll take this bat.
Okay.
You're meeting the ball's going forever. I mean, this thing is just a rocket ship, right? So it's not teaching you to follow through with your swing and follow and go all the way through the zone. You're just meeting the ball and the trampoline's taking the rest of it. That 14-year-old goes to high school and all of a sudden he's trying to use a BB core for the first time and he's not finishing his swing and nothing's happening. All of a sudden there's no trampoline there. And you're like, well, what happened? I have a great swing. No, you don't. Because you were swinging a drop 5 last year, you're trampolining everything out, you're barely meeting the ball, you're not finishing your swing. The BB core, if he goes and takes it at 14 years of age, is teaching him to finish his swing and follow through, and probably is going to help him keep the ball in the or the barrel in the zone longer. He goes to high school and that barrel's all of a sudden dropping because it's too heavy for him. So now all of a sudden he's popping everything up and he doesn't realize why, because he wasn't ready, and that will help.
I think as a training side of things, one of the things that I preach at this particular age is, especially at like 13, 14U, is, at a young age, it's the barrel that's still swinging the kid kind of thing. They're kind of weak. And as we get older, I want the kid to swing the bat. I don't want the bat swinging the kid. And we train that. So what I've noticed before is when I kept playing, I always saw like 32 29s. I think they go down to 31s. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
So
Don't they
we
have a
have-
31 28?
We have 29s in the store because Southern Illinois requires the kids to switch at 6th grade. So middle school ball is BB core over there.
Gotcha.
So we have some 29s even.
And so even just the shorter
Okay.
bat might make up for the weight differential, if you will, in the -5s. But again, it's what we're training for. We've talked about being 8, 9, 10 years old, training for middle school baseball training for high school baseball, and high school baseball for college baseball. And that's 1 year that you have one bat you can swing. It's a -5. Like you can't swing -8, so it's -5 or -3. Get you a 300 at bats, 300 swings in a season, getting yourself prepared for high school. I would rather have that. I would rather have a kid struggle at 14, do my best job coaching that young man and maintaining his confidence. That's my struggle. That's what I have to do. That's my job. That's his parents' job to let him, hey, no, we just got to get you bigger, a little faster, matured a little bit. And I'll say it all the time, popcorn pops at different times in the microwave, right? And so if you have a 90-pound kid that's a 14-year-old, he might all of a sudden turn into a 130-pound kid by the time he's a freshman in high school.
Yeah, I agree.
And so it's I get what you're saying, but for me, it's train for the next step. And that's a crucial age group, especially since they're going 60-90.
Right.
I mean, we're
Right.
throwing at that distance, we're running at that distance. We might as well play
Yeah.
the game
When
at
seeing
that.
60, that's the weird thing about St. Louis. You mentioned Southern Illinois at 7th grade; they're using minus drop 3s. A lot of you get outside of St. Louis, 13U is playing 60-90. What's up with us playing 54-80?
That's a great point.
Let's just go to 60-90 and make it, now you got 2 years to prep for high school baseball.
I did not know that. So Southern Illinois, they're 60-90 at 13U?
And they're BB core. I don't know the field distance, but
yeah.
I'm sure you do. And
Well, I was there's some middle school leagues around here, 7th
Mhm.
graders, MICDS, a lot of the private schools. They play middle school league at 60-90.
Really?
Nice.
Okay.
That's great. That
Yeah.
compares.
It's interesting. I hadn't heard
Mhm.
that. I think these are interesting questions because then it goes back to the training process. And when we're looking at these things, I always think about the player and the development of the player. And that's why I say what I say about it. What are you developing? How are you developing? I mean, I think I personally, when Justin was growing up, when I was coaching and whatnot, we didn't train in the wintertime with their bats. I made sure, I want you to swing a wood bat because I think I want you to learn how to barrel something and understand what that feels like. Because I think, as you said, you get this in your hand, then go have some fun. If you're hitting
Definitely
something.
buy a lot of wood bats from Prime Sports.
Here you go.
No matter-
I hear you.
I love it that, you have youth sizes that 9-10-year-olds can swing at wood bats. I have seen some kids do it. It's usually, a dad that might have played at a higher level is like, hey, let's get this in your hands right now. The weird part is, they break pretty quick. The next time I see him, it's a composite wood, and the next time I see him, he's like, oh, let's keep swinging the aluminum because you do run out of money eventually.
Well, you got that wood, what's that wood one that doesn't break?
The composite, you got the D110s, you got the bomb bats.
The bomb bat, that's what it is.
Those are all the,
Right.
or you can go, like Mizuno makes a bamboo that's extremely tough
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
Now, you can't
I'm
use
the
that in
Demery.
competition, right? Or
You
can
can.
you
Sure. Yeah.
still use that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really?
I even think it's allowed in the wood bat leagues is I
The
thought.
Carshoe Collegiate League this summer allowed the bomb bat.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
I do like DeMarini's composite though.
The D110.
And I understand it's a
They're
little
awesome.
different
They
if
look good,
you're
yeah.
breaking bats,
Simple.
I think but little kids, a lot of times they're not big enough and strong enough to really, even if it catches them, you might break one here. That's fine. I understand, but I think that part of it, that to me is the biggest part, because then if you're 10, 11, 12 and you've been training all winter with a wood bat and the sweet spot's much different and you're working on that and you understand what your swing is like, then you put a bat like this, bing, 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 bing.
You hope it
Well, maybe
translates.
boom, 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 boom.
Well,
right?
it'll be, you put a BB core in their hands, and then, if you start with your training with wood, it's going to have the same thing. They got to finish their swing. Hopefully that weight is about the same, depending on if they go with bouncer or unloaded. They're just more prepared for high school. And I think what we didn't bring up that I think I just thought of when you said it is that probably that 69 prepares the pitchers too, doesn't it? A
Yeah,
little bit better,
absolutely.
Getting them ready.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, from the pitching aspect. That's a big jump too at 13.
Oh, yeah.
You-
And I get it. It's kind of easing their way, going from 50 feet to 54 feet, then to 60 feet 6 inches. But why 54 anyway? Why not just make it 55? If anything, it just confuses me. It's like, let's make things simple. Come on. Because even 13U, you play over at Chesterfield, perfect game. They're a AAA major, or 60-90 at 13U.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
But their lower levels are not.
the
correct?
lower levels are 54-80, but their upper levels are 60-90. So it's the same age. Just it should be baseball.
And you watch the same kid that didn't prepare, and you get to a 60-90 field, and all of a sudden the same hit that he had is an easy ground out to second or
Mhm.
shortstop. It's not even close because they weren't used to finishing their swing, and they're all of a sudden what was going into the outfield. They put a BB core in their hands, and it's a light ground out.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
You definitely see that change between 14, that 12, 13, 14, and then high school. It's so very different. And I think that's maybe why we see the decline in players at the high school levels, because the game starts to equal itself out, and we find out where guys are moving to versus kids that can't make it. They just don't have the skill set or size or whatever reason. It gets brutal once we get to high school.
Yeah.
It's tough. So definitely, I'm all about preparing.
So and Premier, when you guys are training, moving those, when they're moving up through that, so you're really pushing the kids at 14U to use a drop 3, and maybe even before that.
Yeah, on my side, I let my coaches do what they want to do. But then again, to me, it's not about wins and losses at that age. To me, it's about the development and getting them to that high school level. So, me personally, I'd rather see them swinging something, the drop 3, for the preparation aspect of it. Just like if I have a kid that's young enough to play, 13U, but really is in 8th grade, they need to go play They need to go play with their grade at eighth grade.
My son.
Yes, I mean, because
He's at
just,
third.
it doesn't make sense to play down one more year, because then you're gonna have to make that jump at the high school level, and we just talked about how difficult that already is. Go ahead and make that jump at eighth grade, that way if you struggle, you're struggling at eighth grade and not maybe the freshman year.
It's not worth being a superstar.
Right, and that's, but there's a lot about winning trophies and stuff, I get it, but I'd like to see more of the development on our end, so.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, we played it to win the game, I mean, it's obvious, but I think the way that we win these days as programs and developers and people developing is seeing growth in athletes, making their high school teams, getting the committed players to the next step, and like I said, there's a place for everybody. You know, I don't have a top tier program, so when a kid signs D2, that's a big deal. You know, if we got that one kid that signs at a small D1, that's a big deal. Other programs have the elites, athletes that are out there, and for me, so that's where I win. I win when we execute the smallest things and details, and we're baseball players versus a bunch of individuals going out there only playing for the next step. Because when we get there, you're seeing that kids are failing because they're not really prepared for team play. The individual side of things, and I thought that was a part of the problem with the Cardinals this year.
You
There's a
know,
lot of guys playing for contracts.
Selfish at bats.
we talk about a lot of equipment, and I think the equipment is fantastic. Technology, what we have today. The technology, I was catching up. We talked about this the last time because when they went to the BB Corps, I thought you really saw a difference in the USSSA stamp. You saw a difference in the way I think the ball jumped off the bat and came off the bat. I think it was deadened. But I think as technology always does, it catches up with the things that you're doing and whatnot. And I think that we've done that. And it'll be interesting to see if there's another change at some point.
Well, coupled with, like, these guys run programs, coupled with the strength that these kids are doing now that they weren't doing probably 5 years ago, I think.
Right.
Would you say that your
Absolutely.
players are stronger now than they were?
Yep. Yeah, we start the strength and conditioning, even if, they're not pushing weights necessarily the younger age groups, but they're learning body movements and different things like that. And
Setting habits.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's setting habits, because we are creatures of that, and this is the sport as a habit. You have to make baseball a habit to be good.
Absolutely, and I think I love this stuff because these are great conversations. You have great equipment. You have equipment that helps the player because you can say what you want to. There's very few. You talk about elite. There's very few elite guys. We talk about this with Kevin Mulder. You see the top 20 guys, SEC, you see a lot of Power 5 and whatnot, maybe down in 25, 30. But when I do this a lot, when I go to the clubs, say like a U.S. Nationals that is over at Champions Village, or a Prospects, or a Premier, or even in a National Midland, whatever the case may be, I see a lot of kids committing to D2 programs, lower Division I programs. Most of the commitments are in these areas. The thing it is, what gets the pub is those Power 5 guys. And with all due credit to them, they are elite athletes. But for the most part, you have the kids that are at this level. And D2, we've sat and talked with Coach Ewell from UMSL. That's going to be a good program to watch this year. He's got good athletes. He was the number 19 recruiting class coming from JUCO into his school. I mean, I think and this is what I don't think people understand about baseball in that respect. And we're talking about bats and how you can develop, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. And I think you ought to put the right bat in your hand.
One size doesn't fit all.
Right?
And that's literally and literally and figuratively.
And that's the thing, and that's why I love this opportunity that they're providing, that Prime Sports Midwest, and that's why you should take advantage of it, because you can go spend your money wisely. Correct?
I would say yes. As notable would be, there's one price point isn't for everybody. There is a budget out there for every family, and some of these bats can be just perfect for you, and you need to just be honest about what your budget is. And talk about it, talk about what you're trying to achieve, and I think that that's why there's so many different bats and so many different levels, because there is something for everybody. It's just kind of having a conversation.
I think this stuff becomes almost an investment. I talk about this with gloves. I talk about it with bats. And these are tools of the trade. You know, if you want to go to Walmart and buy a glove, expect that glove to break down in 30 days. You know, you want to spend $300 on a glove, that glove might last you a little bit longer. You know, take care of your glove. You know, take care of your bat, right? I believe that these are tools of the trade. So we want to be good infielders, we need to take care of our gloves. We want to be good hitters, we have to take care of our bats. Obviously, buying bats that fit us. And I don't know if you're trying to end the show soon. Is there a I had to ask this question because is there something that you can, like, I'm walking into your store, you're talking to me about your bat. Is there something that you talk to, you know, young players, like how to fit a bat, maybe the length size, the weight size, where the sweet spots are?
That's the easy part, meaning their height is proportionate to the bear or to the length of the bat. Kind of the easy part, and your age group kind of somewhat dictates the drop. But in reality, you talk about the budget, you talk about what kind of hitter they are. Let's talk about looking at the 90-pound kid that's 13 versus the 125-pound, 150-pound kid that's 13. Totally different bat for them, and it should be. And then you know there's price points. Again, every family should has a budget. They shouldn't exceed it because there are options. And it doesn't mean that you have to go spend $500 for a bat. It's just not that.
But you probably got the families out there that have the 90-pound kid. They see the 150-pound kid. Oh, he needs to swing that bat. Look what that kid can do with it. You know.
100%. You are so right. I don't even think there's truer words, because if one kid on the team has it, they all want it, even though it's not a good fit for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially the best hitter on the team.
Well, and it doesn't make sense. You know, from a sales standpoint, great. Come in and buy them all. I don't care. I'd love to sell them all. I'm just being completely
I like the honesty there. I feel the same way.
But if you ask me for my opinion, I'd much rather sleep at night and tell you what really is the right way to go.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think if you come into our store and you want to talk about it, I'd much rather talk to you about what are your options, not spending the $500 if that's not what's right for you.
Yeah.
If it is, and you just, you know, you make a ton of money and you just want the best for your kid, well then okay, we've got that. That's phenomenal. There's a kid for that bat, and there's a kid for the Marucci F5.
Yep.
And I think
that F5 is a great bat.
Yeah, and I think we showed that there's going to be so many different bats at the demo.
Thank you so much for having me. Much more than this. Tons more than this. I mean, this is just
this is a sample.
Mini sample of what we'll have.
Because if you go in there, there's a big wall.
Don't forget the fast pitch too. Fast pitch is a big part of what we're doing on Saturday as well.
Fast pitch?
Yeah, I love the fast pitch.
Fast pitch baseball?
I am.
Maybe this way.
I'm teasing.
No, I know, but it's a big part of what we're trying to do there. I mean, we have a market niche. We're after baseball and softball, and so I don't want to forget about the fast pitch, even though we didn't pick that to talk about today. And admittedly, I've got a lot to learn on the fast pitch, but we've got good people in the store that do know.
I know a lot of people have been pushing me a little bit. We haven't quite got to the softball side. Eventually, I'm hoping we'll get there because
I still got large connections there. So.
I know he does, and he's one.
I bet you'd agree with this statement. The baseball parents will not spend, or this, I should say, the fast pitch parents will spend endlessly on their daughters.
Oh man,
they do not care. It is whatever's best. They do not care. They will.
That's what I get to look forward to. I'm gonna be buying everything.
Well,
for my
that's
daughter.
exactly what you get to look forward to.
I've got 6, 3.5, and then I have a two-year-old son.
Yeah,
so.
I'd start an IRA right now somewhere. Because they don't. I mean, when you look at the uniforms that they buy, they don't. Baseball team 2-3 uniforms, maybe 3.
Dry fits.
2. Not them. No, I mean it is. It's absolutely everything you can imagine. Even include down to the bows matching.
I was gonna say
it's the hoodies, it's the bags,
the 4 bats, the 4 bags. It is truly a incredible market to be in, and I think that it's. If I were in your situation, I would try to incorporate it because they do a great job around here. We've got some incredible teams, and some parents that are really into it, and they'd love to see more people.
Premier has 4 softball teams now.
I know, and we will. You know,
you just said really into it. I think softball parents are really into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like really.
If I had a daughter,
they're a
I'm
different
sure
breed.
They are, but they spend money. They will drop money into their product, into their daughters, and whatever it takes for them to get better. They are constantly in lessons, and in some cases, you know, the daughters work harder.
I will add to that. I think coaching softball and baseball, coaching it at the college level, I am a firm believer that the athletes at softball will work harder than most baseball kids, especially on that mid-level kid. Elite kids, they obviously have a work ethic. That's how they got there. But the mid-level kid, to see the work ethic of softballers, man, they really get after it.
And I'll tell you, and I'm trying to remember the young lady's name that was at the home run derby.
That won it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That won it.
That was
She
Ella.
won the
Ella.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Ella Smith.
Scott's.
Yeah, she
She's
is a
tearing it up.
freshman
She's tearing it up.
at Liberty. This young lady can flat out swing a bat. She was hitting home run after home run, and it's what you say.
she was that kid that
Oh
was
my
90
God.
pounds when you're 13 years old that was small. And then
Yeah.
I look at her now, she's tall, she's filling out she gets into high school, and obviously you see the results. I went to high school
Starting
with her dad.
freshman.
Her
on
coach
the- on
speaks
the
very
varsity.
highly of her.
Yeah, and you could tell when we interviewed her, she was confident, great to talk to. She knew exactly who she is and what to do.
She was having some fun too.
Yeah, she was. It
That's
was
the-
fun
that's the
watching.
biggest key.
She was. Wow. She put on
I
a pretty
watched,
good
yeah.
display.
Yeah.
Yes, you were. Yeah.
watched
Don't,
it. Well,
don't
my-
miss that
my sons were
softball
there
market, Rick.
Yeah.
watching and helping with the bats that we had there, but I was watching on your feed, and wow, she was just rocking.
She hit a lot of bombs. It was something else.
Think she hurt a few or crushed a few egos on the boys' side.
I think so. I was-
It's either that or they were like, "Can I get your Snapchat or something?"
Exactly. I mean, so
Am
absolutely.
I right? Wasn't she a walk-on too? Like she didn't prepare for it or know to prepare for it? She
No,
walked on it.
yeah, because one of the officers got detained in part of his duties, and Scott comes up and says, we're gonna put Ella in because he won't be able to make it. We want at him." And boom,
And she just goes and rocks out.
she just said, "Ping! I'll hit some bombs." And
I'll have to get you guys a picture if you ever want to go back. Dave's probably gonna get mad at me for this. I used to hit with her a long time ago, and I'm talking tiny kid, and she was such a fragile kid because she had some injuries because she was just so small. But I again, just going back to conversations, the growth that she had over the last 2 years, and spending money. Her dad takes care of her. Her dad takes
Yeah.
her to the park. They're always working.
Yep.
He does a good job of working with her on his own, which
yes,
is,
he does.
is
Yeah, because we were talking about it.
yeah, and that's to me, I think it's probably the biggest part of development is going outside and working with your parent, your friend, or somebody
Yep.
like that.
Absolutely.
You get 2 days a week with me, I can't make you great,
No.
but you can the other 5 days a week do something. That kid does it. She deserves it.
Yeah, she does. So hey, get out and watch her play. She's worth it. She's worth the watch. So
Liberty's got a nice little team this year too.
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. So
They're about in districts, aren't they?
guys,
Both, yeah.
you're not going to be able to make it Saturday, right?
No.
I think he's hunting. That's why.
I'm 100%. That's why I'm trying to work with Mr. Rick to come out to St. Charles County.
We're gonna make it out there. It's gotta
There you go.
pick the right Friday that I can get all the bats there. I've got my personal bat demo list up to about 100 bats, but that's not enough to do a demo because it's not that we don't have the variety of bats; it's the sizes to make sure we have the 31s, 32s, 33s, 34s, and everything.
Yeah.
That's where the reps come in and they change the game on those days. So they add the bats that we don't have, and they add the sizes we don't have, and that's what makes it such a great day. And the giveaways, and the tent sale.
And
And
the
the
tent
tent
sale. Well, bring some gloves out, whatever you got, because I love. I follow you on social media. Obviously, I don't drive down to Fenton from where I live often, and so I follow you a lot.
Ship me. That's free shipping. Ship me one word.
Okay, there you go. Well, I don't need to
That's
buy.
the code.
I don't have any.
Just trying to make a sale.
I don't have to buy nothing. Thankfully, I might. If you can get some SSK gloves in there, I do need a new one.
I told you last time we were talking to them.
Okay, so it might
It's not
happen.
the easiest thing.
No, I love it. I'm an old SSK is my favorite glove and my favorite fungo. Although
have good fungo.
although my dinger fungo that I got from Game 7 baseball has been fantastic for me. I hope I don't lose it. And I hope I don't break it somehow.
It's amazing how you can lose those, right?
Well,
ones that have
usually
your
I
name
lose
on
it.
I somehow I lose it, and it did come up.
I usually lose mine to a fence post.
Ah.
It's not around kids. I don't want it to break and go anywhere. It's just where I need to go to
I'm
disappear.
gonna walk over here.
You hear a tree fall
Give me
down.
about 5 minutes.
I'm a fiery character, but I absolutely love this. But, what I love about your store is that it is in person. It's brick and mortar. You have the ability to go in and see things, and we don't have that much anymore. I know that there's still some, I think Fisher's is still around, and they're in, Chesterfield, and I think still in Florissant, but I can't go anywhere else. The big box stores, the Dick's, the Academy, stuff like that. It's not. It's they usually have the stuff that's been deformed, that's been smashed on other boxes that had weights on it or bicycles or something like that. And so you're looking at a $300 glove that looks like a hat that you pulled out from underneath your.
I don't believe in bashing anybody that's a competitor. I think it's not the way to approach it. I think the best way to approach it is to say, I believe that we have a very nice selection to come and look at all your stuff and try it out.
It's probably more your customer service.
Hopefully so.
I like it.
It's specific.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
There you go. Endorsement.
Do I get a discount?
Oh,
Shipping.
for
Shipping for free shipping.
Yes.
Let me know when the SSK gets in and give me 15%.
Oh man.
I think I might have shot myself in the foot.
Guys,
I should have asked for a little better.
come on out.
Yeah,
October
you asked for
14th,
the world.
Saturday. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be out there. We're going to have some fun. We'll have the cameras. We're going to be doing interviews. We're going to have a lot of fun. You going to make it?
I'm maybe.
Come on
We're gonna
out.
see what's going on.
We'll get Mike out there. And
It's
chat
college
with
football
him.
season. You got college football on?
Oh yeah, the
Football.
TVs
We
are
have
on.
TVs all
Yeah,
over.
TVs will be on. Come on out, 1550 Ocello Drive, Fenton, Missouri. Champions Village, it's right there. The bat demo is going to be fun. I appreciate Rick allowing us bringing all the bats.
Oh, thank you so much.
Appreciate that very much.
Thanks for having me.
Mike Buda, always a pleasure, buddy.
Absolutely.
Good to see him. We're going to get him back on and talk pitching next time, though.
Yeah. All this hitter stuff,
I know, right? He's like, what are we doing, man?
No wonder I gave up so many home runs in college.
Well, the only way you can
Exactly.
win ball games is by scoring runs. So,
There you go. And the Dodgers aren't doing that. Ooh.
we thank you for keeping us in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do thank you.
Yeah. And for my dog, Mitch, always, buddy. Good stuff. Folks, thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you like what we're doing, please hit the subscribe button. If you haven't done that yet, hit the dinger next to it, because that's what we do around here.
We get dingers.
See? It's just
Or you
like,
just give them up.
that's teamwork right there, bro. He's got it. It's
Yeah,
teamwork.
and if I have this and I miss it, I'm just hitting a double.
Exactly.
Instead of it using something else might pop out. You know what I mean?
Get the war stick. I love the name of that. It just
The colors.
exactly. And so, thanks again. Everybody have a great day, Lord. All you pitchers. What's your pitchers do?
What should pitchers do? Get out there and throw.
There you go. All right. Good stuff. Hitters.
I'm going to take the ball and then swing it as 2-0 count, and I'm going to get out of the park.
I'm not going to fall behind you.
Oh, I better swing first pitch. Hit it between the lines.
We'll see y'all next time. I started a war, didn't I?
No.